Good Friday, everyone. It is April 21st. Welcome to KSAT News Now, and thanks again for checking us out on all of our digital platforms and our podcast as well. Make sure to like, rate, and subscribe to that if possible, as we have made it towards the end of the work week. And again, Fiesta, unfortunately, you know what, Fiesta got rained out, but we still have a lot of great events coming up, and we're going to be talking about that in just here a little bit. Mia Montgomery is standing by to give us the very latest on weather. She's kind of raising the roof. Mia was here very late, and obviously with all of our amazing coverage there on the weather, and her and Adam Caskey did a tremendous job. In fact, all of our meteorologists did an amazing job kind of giving you the very latest updates. So we'll figure out what the weekend holds for us in terms of the weather and see kind of what we're looking at in the forecast. But of course, the storms were the big story, and they proved to be an issue for not only Fiesta, but for drivers across the city of San Antonio. So we mentioned Fiesta, of course, ended up being canceled due to the severe storms and flash flooding. That, of course, all became a huge issue. And this morning, San Antonio fire crews responded to multiple high water rescue calls, including this one right here at I-35 and Seguin Road. So I was doing traffic this morning for us on Good Morning San Antonio. We got this live out there. This was on the near northeast side near AT&T Center Parkway and Walter. So fortunately, it appears as if the driver did make it out okay, but again, that vehicle got stuck there in some high water. There was another car that was also stuck on I-35 near San Pedro. We know that the lower levels there always get shut down when we get high waters, and there was a rescue there as well. So crews overnight and early in the morning worked hard to clear the water from several of those areas. And we had another high water rescue here. This one, now we're seeing a little bit more in the daylight here, and we got to see a lot of that high water and see just the significance of this. So this is out near Penn Road and West Commerce. Out there on the west side, you can see there was a car just stuck right there in the middle of the street. So San Antonio police told us that a woman drove into fast-moving high water and had to be rescued from the roof of her car. So very scary scene out there. The fire department was called, but someone with a cherry picker truck actually saved her before they arrived. So good work by that, apparently Good Samaritan there. And at last check, Penn Road was still closed at West Commerce. You could see just the amount of water that was in that area. And we were not sure as of this moment, as of this recording, whether it has reopened. But again, it is always important to remember to always turn around, don't drown. Okay, moving on to some power outages, because this was obviously a big story as we made our way through the early morning hours here. CPS crews are still working to restore power to multiple parts of the county following those strong storms. So as of right now, as of this recording, there were 363 outages, and this was affecting 4,700 customers. So CPS Energy says that at its peak yesterday, there were more than 45,000 people without power, and they are also reporting a total of 71 downed wires as a result of the storms last night. Yeah, if you just kind of drive around certain areas, you could see some trees down and also a lot of power lines there, kind of causing a lot of issues. So a reminder, if you see down power lines, never drive over them because they could still be active. A good reminder there. And take a look at this. So this was a whole tree and on top of a car. This was unbelievable video here. So this happened on the far west side on Culebra Road at Lone Star Parkway. Our Katrina Weber was out there this morning and said that the entire root base of the tree was on the ground, and miraculously it looks like the tree didn't actually damage the car. You can see it just kind of fell over the hood there. Unbelievable there. So we at the time did not have any word as to how long it would take for crews to clean this up, but a very scary scene out there. Does not appear as if that vehicle was damaged, but came very close. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Mia Montgomery standing by with us to give us the very latest with weather. So you guys were here late last night. Unfortunately, yes. Fiesta did get canceled, but yeah, there was a lot of activity in our area.
There definitely was. And yes, KSAT weather team, everybody did such a good job just kind of staying on top of it, monitoring the latest. And thanks to all of our viewers, because we got a ton of photos, you know, of hail, of the damage, video, things like that. And that really helps us here on the backside kind of see the ground truth of everything. Because, you know, the radar can estimate one thing, but what's actually falling, what's actually happening, that is ultimately what matters the most. So thank you to everybody that sent in those KSAT Connect photos. photos and videos. Yeah, as RJ was mentioning, we had the damage was reported, high water rescues, things like that. We don't like to see the severe weather side of things, but at least we were able to find some rainfall in areas that really needed it, especially northwestern Bexar County and then up into the hill country. We got over 1.5 inches in San Antonio over at the airport and even 2 inches on the south side at Stinson. All right, today it is a much drier and quieter day. We've had the cloud cover on hand this morning and a couple of stray showers that especially moved through southwestern Bexar County. But as we head into this afternoon, what we're going to find is clearing skies. Some more sunshine is going to take back over, and that's going to make for a very nice afternoon. Overall daytime highs look to top off in the upper 70s and low 80s in and around the San Antonio area. A little bit warmer the farther south and west that you go. In terms of the humidity, so this morning still pretty muggy out there, but what we're going to find, especially after lunchtime through the afternoon and this evening, we're going to see northeast winds filter in some of that drier air. So humidity levels, dew points, that's going to drop later on today. That's also one of the reasons why skies are expected to clear, and still relatively low humidity is expected tomorrow morning. However, dew points do look to once again be on the increase by tomorrow night. So an isolated storm can't completely be ruled out Saturday night. Before we can get there, though, it is going to be a little bit of a cooler start tomorrow morning, waking up to the 50s. Daytime highs once again head for the upper 70s and low 80s, and we'll monitor for that isolated storm chance tomorrow night. That is going to lead in more widespread rain as we head into our Sunday. Scattered to even numerous showers and a few thunderstorms possible for the back half of the weekend, and if we can find that, the added cloud cover and the rain-cooled air could potentially hold temperatures to the 60s, so it could be a much cooler second half of the weekend as well. And then as we head into Monday, big day, the river parade, we could find a couple of isolated showers to a few storms, so we definitely will need to monitor that. Daytime highs topping off near about 70. So I did mention what we'll be monitoring tomorrow. I do think tomorrow morning we'll start off with some more sunshine, but as we head into the second half of our Saturday, some additional clouds could start to move back in, and you see here by 11 p.m. there's that isolated storm chance. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. Most of us do look to stay dry, but that is going to increase pretty quickly as we head into the overnight Saturday and into Sunday. So we'll monitor all of that. You can even see as we head into the beginning of next week, we still do have some isolated rain chances. Of course, a lot of Fiesta festivities happening over the next several days. So KSAT weather app, the best resource and tool to put in your back pocket. And even if you have one of our awesome Weather Authority medals, if you're able to snag one of those, it has a QR code on the back.
Really?
And you can just scan that QR code and it'll give you the forecast for whatever event you're going to be stepping out to.
All right, I have one on my desk. I did bring the KSAT, just the regular one that we have this year, but all right, very interesting.
It's good stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea there. And as you mentioned, Mia, looking ahead to some Fiesta events happening this weekend, of course, as we get set for the first full weekend here at Fiesta. So here's a few here. So the Datsun Dash, this is taking place in Helotes. I always like to see the little weenie dogs get there, get going there. We have the Taste of New Orleans. That's out at Sunken Gardens, very popular event there. Oyster Bake taking place St. Mary's campus, big stuff going on there. And the Fiesta Carnival, that's at the Alamo Dome. So the parking lots there, just make sure you keep that in mind. And we also have El Rey Fido Coronation. That's a big one there. Another big event we want to remind you about. You just mentioned it, Mia. Monday, we have the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. David Sears, I know he's over there. He is jazzed up about this.
He's so excited. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun.
He and Myra Arthur always do an amazing job co-hosting this event, and we have live coverage there starting at 7 o'clock. So we also want to mention right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know about Fiesta and the events happening this weekend. We have a daily schedule of Fiesta events. Just scan this QR code right now on your tablet or your phone, whatever you're watching us on, and that will take you to our KSAT Fiesta page. You'll see event schedules, parking information, and how you can watch all the parades. All right, so last minute addition here that I asked Haley, producer Haley here. We talked about El Rey Fido. This is El Rey Fido 21 right here. So this is a big fundraiser for the San Antonio Humane Society, and there was a lot of canines vying for this year's doggy crown. And through all of these efforts, the 2023 competition raised over $50,000 for the animals, the dogs and cats at the San Antonio Humane Society. So drum roll here, yes. Let's introduce this guy. Flag is his name.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, look at how beautiful flag right there. Yeah. He has been named this year's El Rey Fido 21, and he will be crowned by El Rey Feo. I can't even say that Roman numeral. Larry Kurth. So I know that is our Rey Feo. So this was awesome to me. So El Rey Fido has a court himself.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So they're the runner-ups for El Rey Fido. Okay. So here we go. We have on his royal court. They include the Prince of the Food Bowl, Scrappy.
Nice.
All right. The Duke of the Chew Toy, Diego. And we have Duke of the Fire Hydrant.
These little
Thunder.
Titles are awesome.
Yeah, these are amazing. And then we also have the Knight of the Royal Courts, and that is a dog named Javi. So yeah.
That is the best thing that I've heard all
Yeah, we
day.
need to see a picture of this royal court.
Yes.
I really, really want to check that out. All right. Well, thank you guys for being with us another week here on KSAT News Now. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we will see you back here Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody.